Delegate Connor Hennessy from the Commonwealth of Virginia. May I reserve my right to yield my remaining time to Delegate Blue of New York?
That is your right.
Will the proposal's author yield to a series of questions, please?
Author, will you yield? Author, will you yield? Author.
Oh, sorry.
Will you yield? Thank you.
Are funding safe havens for drug addicts more important than funding schools, roads, and bailing out our nation's suffering economy?
I would say they're both imperative for a working society.
Okay, my next question is, so for clarification, are taxpayers' monies funding what would be a safe version of a, I quote, crack house?
No, not at all. Actually, this is a pathway to rehabilitation. This is a way for drug users not only to be safe and not contract bloodborne illnesses such as HIV or hepatitis, but it's also a way for them to get clean and be back into working society and become a sober individual again.
Thank you. I yield my remaining time to Delegate Blue of New York.
Thank you, Delegate. You yielded 1 minute.
Thank you, Sir Chair. Scott Blue, Parish State, New York. This proposal, not only is it morally wrong, socially wrong, it's also infeasible. Consider this. Consider we legalize brothels inside America, correct? We legalize the buildings that are brothels, but we don't legalize prostitution. So what we're saying is the government is going to fund crack houses if crack is still illegal. How does that make sense? Now, consider this. How many members of this assembly has actually seen a crack house? Because I can tell you firsthand, I live right by a crack house, and the crack house on the other street, it's not pretty. It's not something like, oh, they have such a terrible life. No, these are vicious people in dark times of their life. The drug dealers are vicious people. There's nothing nice about a crack house. This proposal needs to fail because drugs is not something that we can live.
I'm sorry, Delegate, time is elapsed. Is there a...
Thank you, Sir Chair. Robert Pritchard, Delaware Delegation. I reserve my right to yield remaining time to Son of Delaware.
That is your right, Delegate.
Thank you, Sir Chair. $2 million spent, $18 million saved. 484 overdoses, 0 deaths. We see a decrease in HIV and AIDS, and they are given a path to sobriety. 45% decrease in drug use, 33% become sober. And what is this? This is 3 times the average in any other clinic. Our government, the government of the United States of America, has a responsibility to protect its citizens. And when we fail to do that, we fail as a government, we fail as a society. These are people that need help. Yes, these drugs are illegal, but why shouldn't we give them the opportunity to get away from these drugs while at the same time saving their lives? Heroin is extremely addictive. It is a physical addiction, and there is no way without help that you can get away from it. So the choice is, we let them die in a back alley, or we give them a renewed life, a renewed chance. That is what America's about, and I yield the remainder of my time.
Thank you, Delegate. You yielded 30 seconds.
Thank you, Sir Chair Kevin Son, State of Delaware. Let me tell you, a society is only good as its least fortunate members. We cannot emphasize it enough. A 45% recovery rate of those in the clinic, 45%, that certainly sounds a lot better than 0, doesn't it? Also, furthermore, these clinics are there for the help. Why should we leave these people who need the most help in the darkest part of their life on the streets alone? How can we not help them? Thank you.
Thank you, Delegate.
Linda Mizell, representing the oil-ridden state of Louisiana. I yield my remaining time to Delegate Weaver from Mississippi.
That is your right, Delegate.
All right, will the author yield to a series of technical questions?
Author, will you yield?
Yes, I do.
All right, in line 17 it says that all federal and state laws banning illicit drugs are repealed on the inside grounds. Does that mean drug deals on the grounds will be legal?
No. So what it means is on the inside, like once you walk in the door, drugs will not, basically you cannot be charged with a drug, like misdemeanor or crime by having drugs on your possession when in the facility.
Okay. Both of my parents were drug users. They were not worried about safe places to go do their drugs. They were worried about finding money to go purchase drugs. Also, Drug users are very paranoid. I was taught not to open doors or stay away from windows because of the fear of drug busts and being arrested by police. I don't think that drug users would go to government-regulated establishments to go do their drugs. Usually drugs are done within a few minutes or hours of being purchased. I don't think they would save their drugs for later to go do at a safer place. And even though you said that drug deals wouldn't be legal in these areas, if people are possessing them, I'm sure that these areas would turn into ways of being able to buy drugs from each other without getting charged with possession and whatnot. Also, you have the on-site, the inside downstairs and the recovery center upstairs. Why would you have people in rehab going downstairs through people who are using drugs? And who's to say that people downstairs using drugs are going to go upstairs?
I'm sorry, Delegate, time has elapsed.
Christina Andres, Delaware. Thank you, Sir Chair. I reserve my right to yield time to Delegate Yasin, Connecticut.
That is your right, Delegate.
First of all, I'd just like to address a couple points. First of all, our police forces are spread way too thin, especially in our large cities, and this is what this proposal is targeting. Also, our prison system is overcrowded, and it's way too expensive. We are wasting valuable resources. This is also decreasing the amount of unhealthy Americans in our country. People will be doing these drugs anyway. This is giving them a safe place to do them. Precedent shows that these insight clinics reduce the harmful effects of these drugs. Also, this gives a place to heal, recover from the addiction, and learn to fight it. These places are not going to be everywhere, only in major cities where the problems are going to be proven to be worse. I might also stress that they are checked on by the government continuously. We're living in a box in America today. Our resources are suffocated by this box. Also, I'd like to stress that this is a proposal, this is an ideas conference. We don't have to have everything set in stone right now. I yield the remainder of my time to
Thank you, Delegate. You've yielded 1 minute and 1 second.
Thank you, Chair. Dylan Connecticut delegation. I would like to first stress that this is a chemical dependence that these addicts have to these drugs. Just as we all need to breathe, as we all need food, as we all need water, these addicts need these drugs. Their brain is telling them, I need this just as much as I need anything else to survive. So, these people are addicted. They cannot stop without our help. What we are doing is we are leaving these people who cannot fix themselves, and we're saying, no, we will not help you. We will leave you to die in the streets. And I think that's something that as Americans that we can't stand for. We need to stand up for every citizen. That does not just mean the upper class. We also need to stand up for the people who are homeless and addicted to drugs. Anyone who's addicted to drugs. Why are we turning our backs on these people? It is not our right to judge them. It is our right to save them. Thank you. I yield the remainder of my time to the chair.
Michael Black, Commonwealth of Massachusetts delegation. I move to extend debate by 2 rounds.
Would 1 round be okay?
1 round is okay.
There's a motion to extend debate by 1 round. Is there a second? Second! All those delegates in favor? Aye! All opposed? Nay! In the eyes of the chair, this motion does pass. Debate has been extended for 1 round. Delegate, you are now recognized.
I reserve my right to yield my remaining time to Darcy from Massachusetts.
That is your right, Delegate.
The proposal author paints the sad picture of a amazing drug addict walking the streets. Immediately, you are moved by the compassion of this proposal. However, when you look at the facts, you will see the cons easily outweigh the pros. Very simply, giving a drug addict a place to do their drug teaches them nothing, and in turn, advocates drug abuse. While I commend the proposal's author's intent, logically, I cannot support this proposal. Thank you. I yield my time to Darcy from Massachusetts.
Thank you, Delegate. You've yielded 1 minute and 2 seconds.
Steve Darcy, Commonwealth of Massachusetts. I'd like to add that we have plenty of charities and nonprofit organizations to help drug users with addiction and go through rehabilitation. And what we're doing here is we're facilitating their drug use and providing them with drug paraphernalia, which is a crime. And also, when you put these facilities in a major city, how much would the cost increase? How many more needles are they going to buy and use? And I have one final question for all of us. Why should drug users get free needles and not people who have real serious medical conditions like diabetes, like I do? Why do I have to pay for these needles when these drug users do not, who made a choice and are aware of the addictive nature, which is why I don't do drugs? Thank you.